up there for comments and things.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Say it ain't true, man.
Where'd you find this?
Let's get ready to. This is PHAT'S Barbershop Club.
Brought to you by Fat Fresh Cuts. It's more than a barbershop.
And here's your host, Ladarius Fat Man.
Hold on.
Daddy's working.
Welcome to my town.
What's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody? I am Fat, and this is PHAT'S Barbershop Club. Real topics, real views, real people. So grab your coffee.
That's right.
If you're on your way to work, if you've already made it to work, go and get another cup of coffee because what is today? Thursday?
It's Thursday. We're almost at the weekend.
Oh man, it's Thursday. That means Fun Friday is on its way. But yes, we have in the building today Miss Marcy Nelson.
What's up, guys? Hi.
Miss Marcy Nelson from NCLAC. That is North Central Louisiana Art Council.
That's right here in Ruston. Been here since 1987.
1987.
That's a minute.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's longer than me.
Well, just I was 84, so I was here a little bit before, but still 39 years later. Obviously a few years back I heard about it, but in my 30s, I had to hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who know about us just from the history of things, and especially anyone involved in like the arts communities at both universities, things like that.
Yeah.
But there are still a lot of people, because we're getting new people in Ruston every day,
Right.
between the colleges and new businesses and stuff, who don't know about us.
Yeah.
So,
So y'all know what this show is about. PHAT'S Barbershop Club. What's up, Ruston? We're all about spotlighting events that are going on in Ruston, the Lincoln Parish area, just the 318 in itself, right?
keep it local, support local.
Right. So we're trying to that's what this show is about. So before we go any further, can you just, look right here into that camera? I'm gonna pull it up so we can see it right there, and just tell the people what's up, Ruston.
All right, what's up, Ruston? This is Marcy Nelson from NCLAC. We're excited to be here to talk about what it is we do for our community. Special thanks to PHAT'S for having us. This is my first time doing this podcast, and I'm super excited. I keep up with it online, so I see Amy Stegall and the Dixie and all these other people doing it, and I'm like, this looks like fun. So I'm here to have some fun.
I'm glad you came. I'm ready to have some fun. I feel like this is the first show I'm going to be like very loose and not so scripted, even though I have a script, but I feel good about this show.
Yeah, keep it cash.
Let's do it. So first off, we know now, Marcy Nelson, tell the people who you are.
I ended up in this little area because of college.
Okay.
I'm a transfer, from the great big metropolis of Sicily Island, Louisiana. If you've ever driven that 425 Highway 15, you blink, you miss it. Farm girl. Came to college, did the thing, went home, thought I was gonna move off and work and do great things, and I missed this area so much. It just pulled me right back in. Librarian for 16 years. So this is a new gig. Very new gig. Yeah, librarian.
So you worked here at the Lincoln Parish Library?
The whole time I was in college, I shelved them books. So if you were like going to the library between 2007 and 2011, I probably shelved your books.
Okay.
Probably helped you find a few too.
Yeah.
Worked in children's long time, did that, was a director, was an interim director. And then out of nowhere, Arts Council was hiring. A couple people said, you should consider.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do art. I wanted to come to tech and get like a graphic design or something like that. And kind of let a few people talk me out of it.
Yeah.
Did English instead because I love books. Didn't know what I was going to do with that. Fell into a job. But here I am. It's full circle. I wanted to do arts, and now I get to work in the arts, and I'm loving it. I'm having a blast.
Things tend to go coming full circle, right?
Right. That's actually it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of times I'm always like, okay, anticipating when it's gonna come back around,
Mhm.
whatever that thing is. Like,
Mhm.
I know this was good at this time. I wonder when it's gonna come back around.
All right.
You know, so.
One of my grandma's favorite sayings was, you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah.
Because I was one of those people. Like,
Yeah.
I had my life planned out. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
right.
glad it didn't work out the way I wanted it to.
Hey, in as positive as I can possibly say it, it never works out.
Yeah.
Those plans that we have,
That's right.
they never work out. They get us towards the real plan, the actual plan. But that plan that we have is like, yeah, whatever. I got something else for you.
No, we better be careful. We're going to have a church up in here.
Hey, 2 or more.
Right, that's right.
2 or more, y'all. Hey, 2 or more. We're here to have a good time, man. So I did a little snooping around.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit.
Little investigation.
Yeah. You got pets?
Oh God, I foster a lot.
Foster, okay.
Unintentionally. I bought a house in 2016. I live in Quitman area. Right down the road is a little intersection, and anybody who lives rural knows that a lot of times fur babies end up on your doorstep without you expecting it or wanting it. I have rehomed, I think, probably in the ballpark of 10 to 12 dogs since 2016. And just, you get them bedded, you get them back to health, and you start looking for a home for them. But in that process, one in particular showed up on my back doorstep. She's a little pitty mix, and her name's Queenie. She's the love of my life, and she absolutely rules the roost.
She came to stay.
She came to stay. In fact, she's probably sitting on her chair right now, wondering when I'm gonna get home. Mama's got to go work for that kibble.
Yeah. This kibble don't grow on trees.
Kibble don't grow on trees, and just like everything else, it ain't getting there cheaper.
So, we're gonna get into Nick-Lack, and the kind of role is working with Nick-Lack and coming from the library. What's those differences?
So library, is like a publicly funded, tax-funded entity.
Yeah.
So I'm learning the finesse of fundraising, which is one of the reasons we're here to talk about one of our biggest events of the year, which is our fundraiser.
Exactly.
And when you're working at the library, I had a team. Didn't matter what library I was at, I had a team. Whether it was a department of people under me or the library as a whole. So when we would plan programs and things like that, I had a built-in team of employees that I worked with, plus volunteers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You were always guaranteed to have at least those people. And my new thing now is, I'm an office of one person. I do have a board, a really, really great board. They're real supportive and hands-on. But that's 13 people there, and then working more with volunteers at a much larger scale. So that's a big difference. But yeah, I think the passion's the same. Like, I got jazzed talking about books. I still do. Obviously, I'm always going to be a book nerd and a librarian at heart. So getting to talk about your passion is easy, And then on the other side of things, now I'm getting to talk about art, which has always been another passion as well. Probably as much as words and reading. So for me, those funding differences and staffing differences and little things like that, to me, it's really a lot alike. It's community focused, it's partnership focused, it's passion focused, and it allows me to continue doing all those things, which were one of the reasons why I love being a librarian. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, so not so much of a difference in the type of thing that you wanted to do.
No,
definitely. Work your way into where you want.
I 100% believe that my years as a librarian, I could not have walked into this position and this change in my life without the skill set and the experience I gained from all those years as a librarian. Mm-hmm. That absolutely set me up to be prepared for this next step in life. So.
Okay. So you said you just recently bought a house in Equipment?
In 2016, I bought my house. So I was within a year of getting my master's, and they were looking for a director. And it's different from parish to parish. They have different stipulations for what they expect. But they did want me to live in the parish, and it was crazy. So the parish was going through its redistricting. So one day the house would be in this school district, and the next day it'd be in this school district, and prices were going nuts, up and down and crazy. And I was working with, shout out, Brandon Crum, was my realtor, college buddy, and he helped me find the place that I'm at now. It's in the woods, it's quiet. So fun fact about me, I am a professional extrovert. I am a social introvert. Okay. When I come off the clock, I go home, I chill with my dog, my books, light a candle.
But you know how to be around people.
Yeah. So but my little slice of heaven equipment, it's surrounded by trees. It's off the beaten path a little bit. So it was perfect. He did an excellent job.
That's good. Shout out to Brandon Prince.
Shout out.
Ruston High alum, man. Firmly found it. Firmly found it. Okay. Y'all. This is going smooth. Y'all, I want to tell y'all the first guest in PHAT'S Barbershop Club history brought donuts today. Goodness gracious, she brought donuts, y'all.
I'm always gonna be a fat kid at heart. Like
she brought donuts. So let's move to what we are here for. We are here for Arttoberfest. Arttoberfest. I know what it is, y'all. It's just it's so close to October.
Yeah, but it is in October. It's in October.
So that's the flip flop of it.
Little play on words.
Yeah, October 20th, 2023.
That's right. We got the date officially at the farmers market. So shout out to those guys for letting us host it there again. It's like I said, it's our biggest event of the year.
Yeah.
13 years strong, lucky 13. I came in for lucky number 13.
13 years strong, year 23.
2023, yep.
2023. That is a good play on numbers.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, hopefully 3 is my lucky number. So,
I think, well, good things come in threes, and things happen in threes.
So. That's right. So we're in the planning stages now, getting things rolling. For anyone who doesn't know what Arttoberfest is, it is a big party essentially.
Right.
No, but the focus is craft brewers. So we'll have home brewers there with their craft. You can taste. There's also some microbreweries that come and commercial breweries that donate beer. And we'll have the beer garden set up. Tickets will go on sale probably closer to October, and then you come in, you get to taste homebrew beer, microbrewery beer, craft commercial beer. You get to kind of walk around and mingle while we fill up your cup, and there will be food trucks. There's going to be multiple, musicians booked. We're going to have artists there doing live art creation, painting, and things like that. Yeah. A silent auction of art materials to raise money as well. It's going to be a good time. I mean, who doesn't like food, music, and a little drink?
I like it.
That's right.
I like it. So you're talking about all of the things that y'all have planned for the people.
Mm-hmm.
During this event, this 13 years strong event. What about volunteers?
Volunteers. So I mentioned, the difference between library and this, and then working with a large volume of volunteers.
Yeah.
That's one of the big differences. This event, like pretty much every other event we do, can't happen without a little help from our friends.
Right.
We have some people who sign up year to year. I've had a few new people reach out to me, so that's been great. But if you're interested in volunteering, we're looking for planning volunteers, so people to help us with like decoration creation and things like that. We did have a couple interest meetings the past few weeks, so we were able to answer some questions. But if that's your kind of jam, you want to get all in on the event planning, we're looking for those. If you just can only give us day of, like you're like, I'm busy, but I would like to be there day of and help. We are taking those too. We will take help any way we can get it pretty much. But yeah, if you have questions about any of that, feel free to shout out to me in the office. You can email us at info@nclac.org. I'm happy to respond back and forth, answer your questions, or you can give me a call at the office. That number, my direct line is 318-224-7072. But also, if you know, like, I want to volunteer, this is something I want to do, go straight to our website. It's nclac.org/Arttoberfest, and all the links are there. It tells you about the event. We've got pictures from former events up there. There's the app for sponsors, who we're also rounding up right now. The application for volunteers and the application for home brewers is all live. So ready to go.
Good. And that link, it's not a link right now. I'll put the link in the comment, but here it is, the site to go to. So y'all sign up.
Yeah, go check it out. I want to shout out, so speaking of volunteers and sponsors, so like I said, we're rounding up sponsors as well right now. Shout out, got my first sponsor yesterday, Mr. Bobby over at 1620 Essentials.
Okay.
He was the first, he was on it. I don't know where he saw it, but I got that yesterday morning, that application came on in. So shout out, Mr. Bobby. We appreciate you.
Shout out to Mr. Bobby. It's always good to get that sponsor, right?
Yeah.
You know,
because like I said, this doesn't happen without help from our friends. This is absolutely a all hands on deck community event. This event single-handedly helps us with our day-to-day operations, like the funds raised from this event help with day-to-day operations, with our staff support, with any marketing we do. Mm-hmm. It's basically all the things that are behind the scene to our exhibits, our workshops, our programs that we host every year. Those things can't happen without what you see behind the scenes. Right. And this event helps us fund that, basically, like, it's our meat and potatoes. Yeah. You know?
Well, that's good. Look, we'll be right back after this message.
Yeah.
PHAT'S Fresh Cuts, owned by Ruston's premier barber, Ladarius Fat Mamma. At PHAT'S, we get you off the bench and into the starting lineup. Specializing in adults and children, we provide exceptional cuts and personalized services at amazing prices. Located at 415 South Farmerville Street in Ruston, Louisiana. Find us today on Booksy to book your appointment. PHAT'S Fresh Cuts. It's more than a barbershop.
Yes, and we are back. What's up, Ruston? What's up, everybody? We are back in the Barbershop Club. Oh, man. Big Lack.
Big Lack in the house.
Arttober.
That's right. Getting ready for it.
October 20th, 2023. Y'all, I want to attend this year.
It's a fun event. Like, I always say, there's never an excuse for people to say there's nothing to do in this.
Well, see, that's what I was getting.
There's so much to do in this.
That's what I was getting to. I'm one of the ones who's always like, nah, it's something to do with it. Mm-hmm. I hear it all the time. No, it's nothing to do with wrestling, nothing to do with wrestling. No, it's a lot. There's a lot to do with wrestling. That's the reason why I started the podcast, so that I can show people that there is something going on in wrestling. Right? So, you know, because I'm one of the ones, I was always like, man, I listen to the radio and I only hear what's going on in Monroe, you know, or Shreveport, or where. Like, they can't tell me what's going on in wrestling. So who's going to tell the masses in wrestling?
Story.
Who's going to let me know it's raining here?
Right. Yeah. Because, I mean, look at, you know, everybody knows this. Yeah. It's been a rough couple of years.
It has.
Driving to Monroe, driving to Shreveport, gas prices are high. Then, you know, if you want to do something, we eating a sandwich at the house, or we eating out, you know, got to find somebody to watch the kids. All these little things add up. Mm-hmm. Look in your backyard, because I promise you there's a lot to do here. You just got to keep up with what's going on.
It really is. It really is. So October 20th, y'all, they need volunteers, sponsors,
home brewers.
Oh man. Yeah. They need it. They want it. Yep. So There's a lot of things I hear too. Oh, Rustin, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. Well, hey, we're asking for it
That's right.
right now, and
Happy to have you. That's right. I know the like college kids are just like really getting settled and getting back, and I've already had a few some new faces to me volunteer, reach out. What can I do? How can I get involved? What's your organization do? Like, what are ways I can engage with your organization? Because something I'm really proud about, and I'm very proud about our community on this fact too, is I am seeing a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Instead of being complacent and just doing their day to day, they want to know ways they can get plugged in.
Yeah.
They are craving that.
I love it.
And absolutely, I think for any nonprofit, any local organization, community organization, like check out your universities, those sororities, fraternities, those civic groups. Like they are looking for ways to get plugged in, and they're great kids to work with. I haven't had a bad experience yet.
We want to Rustin, we want to build a community for people like Miss Marcy who come to college and
they want to come back or they want to stay.
Come back. Exactly.
Right, because there's a pool here, and there's a potential for a greater pool, a greater retention of those people. We just gotta get them wrapped into the community, give them that opportunity.
Well, I mean that's why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why you came from supplying the books, the reading for people, to now the art.
Yep. Man, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm loving it.
Well, look, we are going to get into the PHAT'S 5 segment of the show. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's go.
PHAT'S 5. PHAT'S 5, PHAT'S 5. It is a list of 5 questions randomly picked by me, chosen by me.
Okay.
Nothing that's gonna, make you run and.
Should I have studied for this test?
No studying needed. Your answer is your answer.
All right.
But no, it's a fun game and lets people know kind of who you are and what you think about certain things. All right, first one. Favorite food spot to eat in Rustin?
Ooh, oh my gosh, that's so hard because I'm a true fat kid. I would say so. We went recently. New spot I went to. I went to Lula Pearl on Friday.
I heard about it.
And y'all, my friend Tom at the Dixie, shout out to Tom, he got their gumbo that day. And he posted on Facebook, and I was running errands around town, and I saw his little post, and I was like, oh man, it's hot out, but gumbo sounds good. Y'all, this gumbo, I got a bowl at Little Pearl Friday, and this gumbo, y'all, was amazing. Because, we're gumbo snobs here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And we're typical Southern people. Nobody does it like mama.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all don't tell my mama I said this, but y'all, that gumbo was right there with mama's, if not just a little bit better. So yeah,
but
don't tell my mama.
The gumbo,
man. And the atmosphere was awesome. Super nice. Like the staff was awesome. Super nice. Great experience. Just y'all go check it out. It's a new spot, but I think it's going to become a regular.
So is it Lulu or
Lula? Lula.
Lula Pearl.
That's right. It's over there. Oh gosh, North Trenton area, North Union area. It's over there in that little apartment complex shopping center area.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called actually. Now I'm thinking about it.
We're gonna try it out. Gotta try it out. Lula Pearl, the gumbo. My wife, she was like, "Hey, we need to go and get some gumbo."
Yeah.
She put my name in the comments and then called me, but I didn't go and get it. We didn't go and get it.
Oh well, now
I regret it.
To go get it.
I regret it now.
They do different. I don't know if they do different specials every day. I think that's what the girl told me. Like through the week, they'll do different specials. But like, follow them on Facebook. Like, keep up with them. They'll tell you what they've got going on. When I went, the young girl working the desk, she said that their hot item that day, like for as good as the gumbo was, right? I dug that gumbo. She said they had sliders that day too, and they ran out. Like the sliders were apparently like better than the gumbo,
Yeah.
according to the crowd.
Right.
So yeah, I'm keeping my eye out for the sliders too.
Little girl. What song? This is number 2, y'all. What song has been stuck in your head?
Gosh, probably something kid related because children's librarian. Baby shark, do do do. Now I've been jamming to some. Do you know who Yola is?
No.
Okay, so like you gotta look her up.
Okay.
I am one of my favorite genres is sort of like this bluesy, folksy sort of country alternative.
Okay.
Yola she's probably like the only Black woman currently playing country-esque music. I'm probably wrong about that,
Yeah.
but like she's got this like Aretha Franklin presence about her. She's funky, jazzy, plays guitar, but I just love the folksiness of her music. She's amazing.
Is she out in Memphis? Want to come in Tennessee?
I don't really know where her origins were, but I would not be surprised.
I think I saw some. I don't know her name, but I saw. Of course, social media.
Right.
So I have to.
Yeah, she's not something mainstream. So actually, I found her because TikTok. The people will do if you like this, then check this out. And I'm a huge fan of like I'm gonna butcher his last name, but it's one of those weird ones. But Ray LaMontague anyway.
It's close.
Huge fan. I'm terrible. I'm telling you, I'm bad at pronunciation. Y'all don't judge me on that. But I'm a huge fan of him. I'm a huge fan of like, oh gosh, my mind's going break. I'm going through my like playlist right now. But yeah, like I listen to that like more folksy stuff. Like I love instruments, string instruments, that kind of thing. So,
It's cool. I like it. Number 3.
okay.
Your last TV show binge to watch.
Oh, okay. You asked the wrong person this question. So fun fact. I don't actually watch a lot of TV. I don't have internet in my house. Like when I tell y'all, I'm that girl. I still watch like have a VCR and a backup VCR, and I still watch like all the VHS tapes that I grew up with. Like, and then I have a huge DVD collection. So like I'm OG old school.
Yeah. So you haven't really crossed over from. It's like somebody not crossing over from cassette tape to CD. Right?
In fact, I recently was at my parents' and found I screamed with joy for my late 80s, early 90s babies. Y'all remember going to Pizza Hut and they did this promotion where you got a X-Men VHS and it was like an interview with Stan Lee and the other creators, and then it was like the first X-Men episode. And then they had a second one that was the second X-Men episode. I found my VHS at my parents the other day. We watched it. And then I went to eBay and I was like, I need volume 2. So I bought a VHS like 3 days ago. I have to watch it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
If you love it, you gotta
That's right.
embrace
Man.
it, right?
I don't know if I've gotten that excited over anything new in
recent
years. Like, but that OG VHS popped up. I was happy.
All right. Okay. What's the most interesting place that you've been?
Oh man, this is actually a really easy one for me. So I'm low key also a little bit of I'm not like super history buff in the fact that like I can rattle off dates and things like that to you, but I enjoy history. In fact, when I was at Tech, all my English classes I took with the corresponding history class. So I knew what was happening in the world as the writers were writing literature. And pro tip to any college kids, I highly recommend you doing that because those things are important. But when I was in high school, we used to take, my entire school would take an incentive trip every year. We busted our butts fundraising for that thing. And this would have been my junior year. We went to Washington, D.C. And so again, love history. I love architecture.
And Washington, D.C. Obviously.
But my favorite day was hands down the day we went to the Holocaust Museum. And I know that sounds morbid, y'all, but Imagine taking a group of 70 high school students, no cares in the world. We're cutting up, we're having a blast. We go to the Holocaust Museum, we walk in, and you get to walk through a railway car. You get to see the shoes, the pit of shoes, and we turned that last corner about to come out and it had that hallway with displays all down the side, and it was artifacts they had found from internment camps and things.
Yeah.
There was a teddy bear in a book. And you want to talk about a girl breaking down and crying. And I looked up and realized every other pair of eyes in there. Like my friends who I grew up with, who I've probably never seen display that level of emotion, there wasn't a dry eye.
Yeah.
We come out of that and the teachers were like, well, y'all ready to go to the next place? And we're like, no, we need a minute. we want to go back to the hotel and take a minute. But that was probably the most life-altering experience for me, and I imagine my classmates too. It was, if you have the chance to go, please go. It is absolutely just changing. It's awesome.
That's cool. That is.
That's a heavy one, I know, man. But it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, who would you invite? If you could invite anyone, dead or alive, 3 people, to a dinner, who would you invite?
3 people. Number one's easy. My grandmother. So my daddy's mama had a huge hand in raising me.
Okay.
She was a nurse for 45 years, played piano at our church. She was hands down probably growing up. I didn't realize it till I was older, but like she was my best friend. Like we did everything together, gardening. She's the reason I got my first library card.
Okay.
She was shoving books in my hands every summer, like sitting on the porch reading. So definitely her. Love to see her again. Second is, oh man, stuff. I would probably, and it's another family member, but I'd probably say my uncle.
Okay.
So my mama's brother, we're artsy family, and that side specifically, musicians, artists, like visual artists. He was a band director for many years. Actually went to school back when it was NLU.
Oh.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
And he's played a couple of inaugural, shows. He's done Super Bowl a couple of times. Like he was French horn was his main instrument.
Okay.
But I think he would be fun to talk to now that I've switched to an arts focus, because he would thrive on that. So definitely him. And then okay, this is the guilty pleasure of mine, but I used to always tell my ex that hey, look, if Han Solo or Indiana Jones ever come and profess their love to me, you're out of luck. And he's like, so basically Harrison Ford. I'm like, no. Han Solo and Indiana Jones, because I love the characters.
Okay.
But I would love to sit down with Harrison Ford. I'd love to. The man behind the character, yeah.
That's pretty cool, dude. He just dropped another one, right?
Yeah, they just did another Indiana Jones, yeah. But oh man, old school Indy, swoon.
That was number 4.
Oh man.
We are now on the 5th one.
Oh.
And this one is perfect for me. This is perfect. This one is perfect. If you could go back into time, change anything, what would it be?
Oh man.
Or experience something again. I don't want to just limit it to changes.
Yeah, because we just had that conversation about I'm glad things didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I really feel that way. I don't know that there's any one instance that I would change. But based off the people like I mentioned that I would love to invite to a dinner or whatever, I would, if I could go back and do things differently, the only thing I think I would change is my personal awareness of being in the moment. Something I have been working on in the past couple of years is being in the present, like being where your shoes are, because I was always the kind of person planning for the next thing. What's coming next?
Yeah.
Like, how do I prepare? And I wasn't really engaged with my here and now. And I think if I could change that about my younger self so that I could appreciate the relationships, with people who are no longer with me, or maybe we just fell out or whatever, or appreciate my circumstances and where I was with different job or whatever, I would just like to have really absorbed more of that present.
Yeah.
I think that's my change.
Okay. Now, I hadn't given any answer, but for me, on that particular question, I would go back, and I was just having this conversation with my son last night. If I could go back, I would use my resources more. I would, and listen or use what I heard from people who were, trying to help me. Those types of things, I would go back and actually take heed to it.
Right.
And we were specifically talking about school. I was telling them like, hey, when I was growing up, I didn't have where my mom was telling me, hey, come on, let's study. Let me help you study. And I'm not saying that's not on my mom. She's working, of course.
Right.
But for your mom to come in, or me, your dad to come in and say, hey man, let's work on this.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's do that. Pertaining to school, use your resources. Because if I would have had it, I would have used it. And the things that I did have, I would have used it, more. I think I tell people all the time, man, you want to graduate college, use your resources.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
When that teacher says, come to my office after this time to this time.
Office hours, please be there. Yep. The library.
Group, the library.
Like the amount of people who like knew Ruston or whatever come in, like would come in the library when I was there, and like, I didn't know you offered this. I didn't know we had this. And then the amount of locals who would come in and say the same thing. And I'm like, y'all, resources, they're everywhere.
Yep.
Don't be ashamed, use them.
No, really.
You are listening to PHAT'S Barbershop Club, brought to you by PHAT'S Fresh Cuts.
Y'all, I need y'all to check out this October Fest.
Yes.
October 20th. What's the start time on it?
So the VIP will be open from 4:30 to 5:30. So we'll have 2 levels of tickets. We'll have VIP and general admission. VIP, it comes with a little more intimate setting. It's a limited number of tickets we're going to have available. There will be, more acoustical set type thing. As far as music, food, there will be food included with VIP. Some tapas and things like that. And then the general admission will run from, it's 4:30 to 5:30, and then general admission will be 6 to 10. And it's, it's a fun event. It's like a come and go. You might want to come early. You might want to come later. You want to stay the whole 4 hours. You want to just be there for one. That's up to you. However long it takes you to experience the full package,
Come experience.
It is. It's truly an experience. So thinking back to like when this thing first started 13 years ago, for those of us who've been around the area since then, there wasn't a whole lot of events like this back then. So this really kind of was the event for a long time. And now there's other stuff going on, and like I said, there's always things to do in Ruston. But if you've never experienced this one, we definitely recommend it. It's fun.
I'm gonna see what my wife has going. I want to experience this because it seems like it's gonna be real.
And if nothing else, like it's a good way to meet people. Like you get, like I remember going to the skate park fundraiser not that long ago, and getting to reintroduce myself to people who I hadn't seen in years, and then meeting some new people who are passionate about the same thing you are. They're there for the same reason. They're supporting that, that goal. And so if you're wanting to meet people, it's a good place to do it.
It definitely is. Y'all, let's take a quick break right here. I want y'all to see this. This is a Ruston Hot ad.
Oh, sweet.
So go and support those Bearcats Friday.
That's right.
You can always say no.
Shout out to the Bearcats, man. We are going into a season of high hopes.
That's right. There's a lot of excitement in that video. You could hear it.
You can hear all.
I love that.
That was the Jamboree game versus West Monroe, 14-0 victory.
Man.
That was very fun. It almost seems so surreal, unreal. It has so many different feelings when we can come out on top of on West Monroe. Especially last year, being able to do it for the first time in 30 years.
And to go as far as they win.
And to go as far as they did in 20 years plus, or 20 years. So it's, they really, now when we talk about community, and I like to focus on community, which is why I do the podcast. Ruston High last year may have brought this community together like no other year before, at least in the last 20 years, and that was really special to see.
It's being from a small town. So when I was in high school, we didn't have a football team.
Okay.
And once upon a time, for anybody who knows the name Cicely Island was like on the map in the state for football. Y'all, anybody out there knows Coach Peace? Coach Peace? Yeah, that's Cicely Island. And my daddy played for that champion, or that they went to state. They didn't win. You ask them, it was stolen.
Yeah.
The mold. Right. So yeah, my dad's gonna be happy I brought this up. But being from a small town, and back in the day when there really was nothing to do, everybody went to the football games. Their stands were packed, and I know we get busy. I'm one of those people. I'm preaching the choir here. But it is so important to just show up.
It is.
Like, it matters to those young people.
They
just
really,
show up. Whether
really
they know
matters.
you or not, to look out and see all those faces and know their communities behind them. That makes all the difference.
It does.
So, that being said, y'all go to the games. Like, go get the tickets.
We got, I think, 5 home games this season.
So 5
Four
opportunities
or
to show them, yeah.
So you have those opportunities to go in and support those Bearcats. And we like to say, let's pack the house.
Let's pack the house.
Let's pack it. Let's do it. If y'all are watching, y'all please share this video. Share it. Like it. Comment. Let us know what you think about it. But give the people a quote. Of course, I told you I was snooping around.
Yeah.
And you seem like you're a person of many quotes.
Oh man, I told you I love words.
And words. There you go. So give the people that are watching today and who will watch as days to come something that's encouraging.
All right. So I mentioned my best friend growing up was my grandmother. I spent a lot of time with her. So keep in mind, she was old school. She believed in rolling up your sleeves, getting your hands dirty, and always being involved and engaged. So she used to preach this to me. That's how I know. And it's so funny because when I would randomly quote this around family, none of the other grandkids remember this. But I remember it. So I kind of feel like grandma put that little bit of wisdom in me. So she'd always say, when a task is first begun, never leave it till it's done. Big or little, great or small, do it well or not at all. Constantly. I heard it so many times. I couldn't even count how many times I heard that. And it stuck with me, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, when you start a task, and it says it all in it.
Right.
If you start it, finish it.
Right.
That's
your character.
No matter how big or how small it is.
It's all important. Everything matters. If you mattered enough for you to start it and engage in it, it matters enough to see it through.
Right.
And my grandmother was big on character and how the community and your neighbors see you speaks volumes about you and the way you live your life.
Yeah.
So.
Because I always say, and this will be mine, never let anybody. Okay, I have to read it because I just thought of this the other day, and it was deep. Never let anybody be better than you at what you can contribute.
That's right. There's only one you.
It's only one you. I would always be the best at what I can give.
That's right.
So never.
That's a good one too. I may need to write that one down.
I was just sitting around thinking, like, because you get this question, what do you have to offer? Who are you, and this and that, and I was just sitting and thinking, like, I can tell you what I have to offer,
Mhm.
and it can mean nothing to you, but it can also mean a lot to you at the same time. But whatever you get from it, it'll never mean what it means to me.
Right.
So that I was just like,
In a couple of years, but in many, many years down the road, when you have grandchildren, maybe they'll be on a podcast one day quoting that to somebody.
Hopefully, I hope so. We all need encouraging words.
That's right.
Golly, I thank you for coming.
This has been a lot of fun.
This is fun. Let's give another rundown of those upcoming events that we have.
So Artoberfest, October 20th, 2023 at the Ruston Farmers Market here in downtown Ruston. We are looking for volunteers right now. We're looking for sponsors. We are looking for home brewers. So you can go to our website. That's nclac.org/Artoberfest. And all the links are there. It'll tell you a little bit about the event, and you can fill out the forms. And I personally will be touching base with you to follow up. If you have questions about the event, about any of those things, sponsorships, volunteers, brewers, reach out to me. You can email us at info, that's info at nclac.org, or give me a call at the office. My number is 318-224-7072. My office is upstairs in the Dixie. We're happy to answer any questions, plug in where we can plug in. We're always happy to have new members of the family come in and help make this possible. So,
give the people some shout outs.
all right.
You've been doing it throughout the show, but
Yeah. So right now I'm going to shout out to, of course, my NCLAC board. They've been super supportive, especially Emily Ezel and Davaria Ponton. They've been on the committee with me getting the plans rolling. Shout out to Mr. Bobby over at 1620 Essentials. He's my first sponsor. He was on it. Shout out to the Ruston Farmers Market for letting us host, and shout out to PHAT'S for letting me come talk.
yeah, thank you for coming. Though this has been a pleasure. Anytime you have anything going on, I want you to know that the doors here are open.
Appreciate
I
it.
know it sounded like church, didn't it? The doors are open.
Doors are open.
The doors.
Open door policy. I like it.
Here's the open door policy. I mean, if there's anything that Ruston or surrounding areas need to know about, let me know so that I can do what I can to get it pushed out.
That's right.
As far as we can get it pushed out, thank y'all for tuning in to PHAT'S Barbershop Club. Tune in Friday.
Yeah.
It's football season.
Football Friday.
It is football Friday. So y'all tune in, and I'll have a live show going at 6:00. 6:00. It won't be long. It's just be an in and out of there. A few highlights from the previous game, and who knows? We might have a special guest. Who knows?
Ooh.
There's always somebody in the rest of that football game.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Get
Nothing
another
wrong with
interview in? Yeah.
Yeah, get another interview in. Maybe see somebody from the class of 03, 20 years, baby. Sorry, reunion coming up. Yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in to PHAT'S Barbershop Club. We have the real topics, we have the real views, and of course, always real people who come in and express themselves, and hopefully they have a good time when they come here. Did you have a good time?
I had a blast. I had an absolute blast. I will be back.
Yes, indeed. I thank you. And y'all, we are out.
Thank you for listening to my Daddy Fat on PHAT'S Barbershop Club.